Hello, Rise and Thrivers. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another episode of Rise and Thrive Together. Rise and Thrive Together is a vibrant community committed to educating, empowering, and equipping you to get the results you want through real talk, real actions, real results. We are pre-recording this Christmas episode because my sister Regina and I are going to be spending time with family, as we hope you all are spending time with your family, loved ones, friends, whomever. We hope that you are with someone this holiday season. Let me bring on my sister Regina with her Santa hat. It's so awesome. Hey, sis.
Hey, sis. I cannot believe that this is our final episode of 2023. Like,
Crazy.
we have been doing this, I think if my calculations are right, this is number 34, 34 or 35. Every week, coming to you all since May. And we get to spend this extraordinary time together for you guys, reflecting back on this moment in time, what you have provided for us, what you have done for us as a community. So I'm excited, sis, for tonight.
Me too. And before we go any further, we want to give a special shout out to our premier sponsor, Hal Eisenberg. Hal's second book is out. First book is The Becoming. Second book is The Reckoning. That is available December 23rd, right, sis?
Yes.
Awesome. You guys make sure you pick that up. You can pick it up on Amazon.com. Hal is the founder of the Eisenberg Leadership Academy. Hal is out to disrupt the education system, but in a good way. So Hal, we so appreciate you and thank you so very much for sponsoring Rise and Thrive Together. And if you guys want to be a sponsor, we have a sponsorship package that we will be more than happy to share with you. And you can send us an email at info@riseandthrivetogether.com, and we will get back with you and let you know about our various sponsorship packages. Okay? So yes, make it your goal to sponsor us. Because we do our thing. And we promote, but it depends on the package that you get. All right. All
Yeah.
right, sis, how are we going to wrap up? This is our last show. We're doing like a reflection.
Yes.
All our guests and nuggets that we've gotten in the last 7 months.
Yeah. I want to celebrate. Like for me, sis, it's like, this is a reflection celebration, right?
Mm,
Like really let's take a moment when we talk about real talk, real action, real results. It started with us, right? I can remember that first episode where we came on and you're talking about taking on your health. And you were talking about like getting on that bike and how uncomfortable that seat was for you.
you remember?
Let me tell you, that has stuck into my head. Listen, do you see her reaction right now, guys? That's the impact that one person can have in your life. Like that conversation has stayed with me. Not just because we both chose together to do this together, because it's not about her and I, it's about all of us. But that conversation had me go on my journey, right? Your journey on health and my journey on like committed to having people really realize that they're not alone, that being in community is an opportunity to disrupt those limiting beliefs, disrupt those conversations that I can't, it's too hard, I won't. And, and it's from what your commitment was, starting with your health. So I'm going to start with you for the first time, right? Surprise. This is totally, we do not go and kind of set this up like this today. You said, I'm taking on my health.
Mm-hmm.
You said, it is not about the losing weight, but it is about the journey We said that in throughout our whole entire time. It's not the destination and it's the journey. So
Right.
tell me, in these past 7 months, what do you want to reflect on in those 7 months of your health journey? And love to have some celebrations as well.
Wow. Let me tell you, it started with that comfortable seat. Really and truly, it was I was taking a spin class and the seat was uncomfortable. And when you are looking at any area of your life and looking at improving it, it actually is uncomfortable because you're so used to doing something a certain way. But let me tell you, once I made that commitment, not just to myself, but to our listeners, I stayed true to it. In that span of time, I've lost well over 20 pounds, almost 25 pounds, just changing my eating habits, having a better relationship with food. I now actually eat like 3 meals a day. Do meal prep, something I've never done. I'm now enrolled in kickboxing that I do 3 days a week. I do Tabata once and Zumba. So I work out 5 days a week. A great friend of mine that we had on our show last week, sorry. Patrice, her boyfriend, got me into doing weightlifting. I need to add weights. And so I've stayed committed. And let me tell you something, in all honesty, sis, it's been so much easier than I thought it would be. Because, when we think about things in our head, we make it more difficult than what it is. When we start trying to make changes, like, no, I can't. Like you said, I can't do this. It's going to be so hard. I won't. And I just went in with a totally clear mind and didn't think about it. I just knew that I had to lose my stalker. And if you guys want to know what the heck is she talking about, what stalker? It was me going up the stairs and breathing so heavily. It was ridiculous. I would look behind me because I'm thinking I have a stalker, and it wasn't a stalker. It was me just being heavy and out of shape. And it's not about the numbers on the scale, right? Yes, they did go down, but I even feel better. Like I would have never thought about doing kickboxing and 3 days a week. No, ma'am, no, sir. But now I'm about to introduce my little sister to kickboxing. We're actually going to go and take a class together tomorrow. And I'm super excited for that because, like Reg said, it's about community, right? And when you are on a path, a certain path, you share that with your community and you invite them in. Don't drag them kicking and screaming. Just invite them in. So
I love it. I love it. I'm so glad you said that, sis, because I was like just holding and standing for you to say that. We talk often, right? Because we have a commitment to really make a large impact, not just thanks to this extraordinary social media, things that are going on, but also globally and worldwide. Ooh, I mean, such an impact that the lights went out like that. The lights went out. But she talked about, community. And what Raquel has also shared is inside of community, she has a committed, you know, um, person who helps her with her weightlifting. She has utilized community thanks to Dr. Dan, who's been on our show as well so many times and has gotten into Chinese herbal medicines and teas. Listen, I'm going to tell a little bit on my sister here because I know she will flip that as well. This is a woman who it's not like she does not enjoy food. She just really was clear, like she didn't even realize that she really wasn't eating enough, like eating the nutrients that she needed. Now, if you would say Raquel is going to make her own flour, Raquel is going to make her own type of teas, Raquel is going to make sauce from a woman who doesn't do sauce, Raquel's going to make bone broth. For those listeners who know her, you'd be laughing because I've known her for a really long time. She's inspired me to take that moment from going from buying something on the shelf. Now, I'll be honest, I do like to do things, but my husband truly is like Raquel. He enjoys that whole kind of process. So I'll share what she shared with me, and he goes and does it. So we go from the running out the door where often I'll buy something healthy, to like, no, I'm going to make sure that that's going to be made before I walk out the door and it's going to be natural. Or when I'm really talking about teas and stuff like that, I'm going to a tea shop that specializes in organic. So I want to, say thank you, and be very clear, guys. She doesn't do this alone. It's not just me. She literally is on calls from like 7 a.m. in the morning to like 10 o'clock at night inside of communities that are holding her accountable to the areas of her life that matter to her, starting with her health and inside of all the impacts that she wants to make globally, from children to seniors to also the Black community. So I just want to say thank you. I really am celebrating you because it's been an extraordinary 7 months, guys. 7 months. There's so many juicy stuff that we're going to be sharing with you next year that you can get involved with us even more. So I just wanted to say that.
Can I put you in the hot seat?
Go for it.
It's the number of completion. And one of the things, because now I'm going to put her in the hot seat, in it, melt her in. One of the things that we're going to be completing is we're going to be changing our intro and outro music. And we will have new music by none other than Regina Rossi-Lamothe. She is finally going to be sharing her music worldwide. And
Yeah.
we get the first taste of it here on Rise and Thrive Together. So come January, when we're back with you, 2024, we'll be hearing music from my sister. So I am so proud of you for taking that on, because it's been what, 13 years that
It
you have
is.
started,
Yep.
and now
Yep.
bringing it out. Talk about getting in action and having real results.
Absolutely.
What's out?
This is brilliant. Um, this has been dormant, guys. This has been a, I would honestly say it's not like it's a secret. The people who know me close know this
Mhm.
and they love me. And this is what she's saying about being comfortable. There are people in my life, I love them dearly, that are proud of what I've done and are okay, right? Just being comfortable with, sure. But like when you have someone like Raquel, when you have someone like Joanna Truss, who is on our show, who is totally out to empower people to express themselves and have their artistic expression out into the world. People like Johnny Vision, right?
Mm.
Who is out there to have that globally. It woke up this like real talk. It has been this space in my life that I've it's bigger than incompletion.
Mm.
It's not shame, it's not guilt. It's like I don't even have a word. If someone like if you get to replay it or if you can come up with it, it says it's not the shame and guilt. It's just like this nagging little piece of you that's like, I got it. It's resignation. I got
Mm.
resigned. And it wasn't fear. It was like resigned and really not comfortable, like straight up lazy, that in plain sight, I in community can absolutely have everybody not even ask me about it. I'm a master at that. And that's something that it's not to say I'm proud of, but have how many of you? How many of you are like a type A personality like me that people are like, oh man, she's up to all these things, da, 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 but like so empower everybody else that we get to like sneak away in the corner. And
Mm.
now I couldn't get away with it. So, yes, here's where I'm going to tell you where I'm at. I spoke with Joanna. I've said it out on here. I reached out to a friend in New York. Big shout out to my girlfriend, Jen Varenka, who was someone who helped me write a specific song called I Am Home. Now, we're going to be working on this together as I'm heading up to New York in January to start looking at who we're going to know in our life. I've got a couple of people that could start looking at the music around it. Now, Raquel's saying, and she doesn't even know this, like it's going to be ready. I thought about this last night, sis. It was like, oh my goodness, pressure, 2 weeks away, new year, we're going to have a show. Song's not going to be ready. I don't even have like, where is it in time? Like, that excuse, I don't have time. I realized I have a rough recording. It's a beautiful recording. I have it. And for those of you who don't know, including maybe my sister doesn't realize, I have a whole YouTube channel where I'm singing that song live with a band, beautifully recorded. So it is not about being perfect, where we often talk about this on the show. It is complete at the time that it was completed. And I love the lyrics. I love the song. There's also a rough draft of uh, My New Reality, a
Mm,
big part of what Sis and I talk about. Our words create our reality, our words create our world. So my actions are that I'm sending her those rough drafts. I'm having her listen to those songs. She gets to be a part of that journey. This is our show. And I am so honored and proud to say that I can release them as is while I work into January, February, March into remastering them because they're completed, and I get to remaster them in 2024 in the next way. So I could have got away with it and said, no, it's not going to come out in January. No, it is. It's going to come out exactly the way it is. Whatever we choose, and I'm proud to put it on there. And get ready because 2024 is just going to continue that mastery and building that muscle and having new versions because this is what we're about. Rise and Thrive Together is constantly unpeeling and unlayering some things that worked. Then we get to unpeel them. What else is new? Who knows who else is going to be John Legend if you listen? And, who knows who else that can be like Pink because I love you. Who knows that, he's going to be listening to provide that opportunity. So I wanted to share that with you. I'm in. Like that just came as she was speaking to me. Like
mm.
she said, it's going to happen in January. And I was like, that's 2 weeks away. How's that happening? No, I have it. I'll just send it to Kirill, our amazing sound person, and she's going to put it up and it's going to sound the way it's going to sound.
Exactly.
But I wrote that and that was done.
Now, sis, in the time that we have left, we've had some phenomenal people on our show.
Mm.
If you could take a couple of folks, who would you select and what impact did they have on you when they were on the show? Tell us who and their, if you can.
I have the list. We were going over this, you know, earlier. I've got a list. I'm going to say right now, obviously, our sponsor, Hal Eisenberg. Every time he's on, the nuggets that he drops about his passion and his purpose of his own personal growth and development journey and why he continues to just keep on moving through that spiritually and how it impacts the youth and the message that he has for youth globally,
Mm-hmm.
hands down, an extraordinary human being.
Okay.
Howard Brown.
Hmm.
Howard, I adore him. He is someone where shining brightly, like, is his mission. Like a man that twice was told he was going to die in a few weeks and has overcome cancer and has made an impact worldwide with people. Like he informed me of Cancer Con. Like I didn't even know there was Cancer Con. Like
Mm.
where he goes and gets, information to help people who have cancer get information of the newest and the latest and the greatest. Like he is the one to go to if you have anybody in your life that you want to have a conversation with. I definitely love Joanna because she is the one that is having me really light up in around my hidden secret about music
Mm-hmm.
and helping me be self-expressed around that. Oh man, Dr. Dan, like Dr. Dan, like you gotta smile. He is like Yoda in like the coolest version, like understandable Yoda without changing the words. He drops wisdom that hits my soul and I just go to sleep like with such peace. And then there's Patrick Richwood, he's become part of our team. He's now part of where we get an opportunity. Patrick has been a dear friend of mine. And now like we get to play with him and bring all of our extraordinary ways of coaching and making an impact. So those are my people. And I love everybody else. But like those are the people that have come to my head. Oh, Sharon, sorry. Sharon Lewis dropped some bombs on money.
Money woman, money coach.
Oh man, dropped some bombs. And I'm just like sitting there like, oh yeah. Still, I've gotten peace and ease around the holidays because
Mm,
of her. Then there's Ordelia with the writing. I can just like mention everybody. It really is. But those are the people who have made that journey for me. So I
mhm.
flip it over to you and say, who are some of those people? If there's, your version, if some of the same and not.
So, what I'll say is each and every guest that we've had on Rise and Thrive Together has definitely poured into me.
Mm,
Some have poured in something that resonated because of a place I was or I am in my life. And so their words ring out a lot louder. It doesn't diminish the others in any way. It's just where I am, the space that I'm in, that it resonates. Right. And one of them was Jackie, Coach Jackie. Jackie
mm,
talked about mindset, and you can speak it. If you want it, you have to say it. And that resonates with me because a big thing for me is your words create your world. We speak life or death into our own lives by the words that we speak. And sometimes the words can be so simple, like saying, I can't. Because
mm.
say you can't, guess what? You won't. Right? What's that quote? Whether you think you can or you think you can't, either way, you're right.
Ooh.
But is that what you want for your life? That becomes the difference. And for me, I've done this work on speaking and the words for so long. I used to speak death. So when Jackie came and said, you want it, you can have it. Just say it. You have to speak to your money. And I was like, wow. And for me, it wasn't just about money, it was just about every other area of
Mm,
my life. Dr. Dan, he
mm.
is now a brother. He can never escape us. He just gave me a different way of thinking about medicine
Yeah.
and being more holistic, something I never thought about. There was also our panelist from last week. Incredible, incredible human beings. And the one thing I want to say about our panelists, they're not all coaches. We do not only have coaches on this show, absolutely not. Okay, this is not the coach show. It's Rise and Thrive Together. Each of those panelists were in different areas, different disciplines, and they all came to talk about decluttering because decluttering our lives is something we have to do all the time, if not every day. We have to always declutter. We've got to make changes. You know why it's important that we declutter all the time? Because we're changing, we're growing, we're having experiences that make an impact in our life. And so we have to declutter all the old stuff. I was talking to someone the other day and says, tell me how you feel about this. And we were discussing people bringing baggage into a relationship. And I said, because I'm a gut punch y'all one time right here. Let me tell y'all, please do not. Where is the disclaimer that should be scrolling right now? Do not come to me with your baggage if we are in a relationship. Why? I am not bringing my baggage. I'm not bringing any heavy luggage. I'm bringing an empty suitcase so that we can fill it up. But when you come with your old baggage from everybody, Becky, Sue, Sarah, Hannah, I don't care, whoever, it's unfair that you would expect me to help you unpack your luggage when I did not help you pack it.
Oh,
I
hold
need
on. Take a
unpack
moment, people.
empty.
Do you understand what she just said? That like hit me like a boom. That's going to be my bomb. When you bring your luggage, which she did not pack for you. Bam. That's super, super powerful. Agreed. As someone who's been married for 13 years, it truly is what one of the most greatest gifts I ever got was being able to do some work for a very long time, some really deep transformational work that had me not even know I had that blinder on. I didn't even know that I was bringing all of that past. So every guy I ever dated, every guy I was married to, yes, I was married once before, already didn't have a chance because of that. Now,
Mm,
thanks to all of that work and thanks to the community in that work and thanks to the work that I chose to do to unpack that myself.
mm,
Hence, my husband, Josh, has arrived. And Josh is very committed to the stuff that Raquel and I are up to. We met in that, and he will call me out like Raquel does and everybody else does, and will name the person, because when we met, we were in that conversation about like, hey, these are the people and the luggage and what came. And
Hmm?
so we get to say, hey, I'm not so and so. Hey, now, that's not always pretty, but holding me responsible and accountable and vice versa. So that, boom, kind of like when you go and you stuff it so much it bursts open, and then it bursts open, and then we're back to us. So I love that. I love that. And now, because I'm going on vacation soon, we'll get to pack our own luggage, him and I, with our own stuff together. But it is that you're taking the past with you. And
Yeah.
that's the kind of why we bring these conversations to you, because it's an awareness for both of us.
But when we bring our past with us, it makes things so heavy. The past is to learn from. It's a stepping stone. It's not to travel with it all the time, everywhere you go. And there are people out there who'll disagree with me, and that's okay. I don't like heavy luggage. I like to travel light. Okay. The other person in the same vein of relationships was another panelist, Patrice. Patrice mentioned purpose. What is the purpose of your relationship? She said, and it's not that love is not important. Love is, but it's not the first thing.
Yeah.
It is respect and it is purpose. Because when you know the purpose of your relationship, you will not abuse it. You will not take advantage of that relationship because you understand the purpose of it and you respect the person that you're in the relationship with.
Mm.
There's several things that I get passionate about. And one of them is relationships, and not just intimate relationships. But what I've discovered in working with my sister and Patrick is the communication. See, it's how you speak to people. But how you speak to people is a direct impact on how you speak to yourself. People just treat us the way they see us treating ourselves.
Mm.
So I'm going to ask, how are you communicating with you? It's really, really important that we start paying attention to the words that are coming out of our mouths. I sound like, who's that, Chris Tucker? Do you understand the words that are coming out of your mouth? Do you understand the impact that those words are making on your life? And I'll tell you something, if you don't like the way your life is going, check out what's coming out of your mouth. I'm gonna step
Absolutely.
up my
No, man. And I'm gonna just say the from last week, it was also the unseen and unspoken.
mm-hmm,
So just gonna throw in there, take a moment, be real quiet. What's going on in here?
mm-hmm.
Because that starts there. And if you're not conscious and aware of that conversation that you have about yourself in your mind, which the mind is made up about you, it's not the truth, but you walk around speaking it and acting that way like it is. Now, take it either way. When I'm confident, I am proud, right? So if those are confident, empowering words that are above the line, go be that. But if it's below the line and it's the I can't, I shouldn't, I'm not,
Mm.
shoulda, woulda, coulda, that kind of thing, and definitely ones that are really painful and hurtful, then those are the ones where here then comes out here.
Wow.
So wanted to have that as well. Oh my God, sis, this was so amazing. And we've got like 30 seconds left. So
No, hey, 30
yes,
seconds.
yeah.
Those 30 seconds. What we want to say is we wish you all happy holidays, no matter what you celebrate. And if you don't celebrate, then just be happy. And if like who is it? Tabitha Brown. I'm gonna steal her line for a moment. Have a great time. Enjoy your holiday. But if you can't, don't mess up anybody else's. Okay. Keep it yourself. No misery does not like company. Somebody done lied to you.
Mm-hmm.
But we really and truly do wish you all such a tremendous holiday. And we are looking forward to seeing you in the new year with our new what? Music.
New intro, outro.
Super excited. Always, we thank you so much to our listening audience. We appreciate each and every single one of you and your support support. Remember, we do have sponsorship packages. Let me give that plug. info@riseandthrivetogether.com, and we can tell you all about it. Until we meet again in 2024, be safe, have fun, love yourself, and remember, together we can rise and thrive. Till next time.